Maria, you got exclusive access into the Poland Territorial Defense Army facility where men and women of all ages are signing up to fight. When we say all ages, what are we talking about? And tell us what you saw.
Well, you know, this goes back to exactly what James is describing right now, what he's seeing in Ukraine, the idea that you have civilians, regular, everyday people that are going out and showing their bravery by trying to do all they can to protect their country and their neighbors, really. So right now what we're seeing in Poland, what we saw at the territorial defense area was a group of people that have said, we want to do the same and be prepared just the way Ukraine is. We want to be able to defend our country and protect our families as well as our communities. And so it was very interesting for us to see the group of women that we spoke with specifically, 4 of them of all different ages, all of them saying that a lot of this has to do with being inspired by what they are seeing in Ukraine and wanting to be able to be prepared in a military style with guns if necessary. But what was really interesting was my photographer was allowed to go into the actual training. He described speaking with or seeing one man who was a little bit older, but was out there training as well with the same concept, obviously wanting to be prepared for anything that comes their way. Now, most of these people will not see combat, but they will be here to support any sort of mission that the Army is given over the next few months as we continue to see what is going on between Ukraine and Russia.
All right, and James, U.S. intelligence, we've been reporting on this, says that Putin is being misinformed, actually, by advisors on military performance. What do you make of this? And obviously, if that indeed is true, he's not going to admit to that.
No, Kira. I mean, look, it's so difficult. This is something we thought, actually, we've been thinking for some weeks and months now. I mean, I just spent a month in Moscow, and it was constantly thought, well, hang on a minute, is Putin really getting the proper picture of what's going on? You've got to remember, Sergei Shoigu, the defense minister, is part of the same kind of Cold War generation. And so the belief in kind of the Soviet might is something that he shares with Putin. This kind of world vision of Russia returning to the kind of glory days of a Russian empire is something that he, along with other members of Putin's inner circle, believe. So it might be that he's being misled. It might just be that all those men believe the same thing. I have to say, it'd be unlikely for Vladimir Putin to not be aware that something like 13 of his top generals have been killed in this war. I mean, it might be the case that they have been trying to shield Vladimir Putin from the reality of what's going on here, but he can't really now be unaware of the fact that his army, more than a month now into this war, were not able to take Kyiv and were not able to denazify the country, as he puts it. So, look, it's very difficult to know what is in Vladimir Putin's mind at any one time, but I think the reality of this is certainly hitting home for many Russians anyway. It's interesting, actually, quite close to where we are now, there is a call center which Ukrainians have put on in order to inform Russians in Russia of the deaths of their relatives here who are fighting on the Russian side. When Ukrainians come across the dead bodies of Russian troops, these names then get given to the call center, and if anybody in Russia is worried for a member of their family, they can call this number. Many of them won't. Many of them will believe that it's propaganda, and certainly it does serve the Ukrainian narrative, but there have been phone calls and there have been Russians informed of the death of their relatives, because the true picture of what's happening here is not told to the wider Russian public. And the Russian mothers, that is a huge, huge theme of this war, and it was a huge theme of the conflicts of the Soviet Union as well. Their anguish is not something that Vladimir Putin can ignore. Kira?
All right, James Longman, Maria Villarreal, thank you both so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.